Hello traders, this is Tom Willis from Opteck. Good day to you all. Today is the 2nd of September and this is a daily market review. As you can see this morning we had several good trades. I can tell you that the market is pretty quiet right now. We didn't have a lot of announcements to deliver enough liquidity to the market, and we will go over the current situations in terms of announcements. Let's do that. I can tell you that the market, in our perspective, the binary option perspective, it's not a bad market. We do have low liquidity, but we've got a lot of potential using our strategy. So still, we don't have to have a lot of liquidity, but as you can see, we did have several good trades today, and I'm still expecting to see some sort of potential later on this morning and into the night session. Let's go over the announcements. As you all know, I'm sure that you know that Obama decided to wait a bit until he received a confirmation from the Congress. He wants to have enough support in order for him to begin some sort of an action or reaction in the in front of Syria. And at the moment, we're still waiting for something to happen worldwide. I said that once something will happen in terms of military bombing, any kind of attack, I'm expecting the dollar to gain strength because I'm expecting traders to avoid trading the market, to pull funds from the market. And that specific scenario will cause the dollar to gain strength because there will be larger amount of use to the dollar. We can see that indeed this morning we didn't have a lot of announcements. Specifically today, we can see that this is a bank holiday in Canada and in the United States, meaning that we're expecting to see very low amount of liquidity. If you'd like to know why, you can read all about that. US Bank will be closed in observance of Labor Day, and the same thing I think that's in Canada. Yeah, Labor Day. So we understand from that that there won't be any banks open, and traders, investors won't be able to deliver movement. There won't be any indices such the S&P, such the Nasdaq working. So basically we're talking about the potential for a very quiet market. This situation, we can use the idea of the current situation in the market to use the range high and low instrument, and I'm talking about that through the webinars. But again, let's go back to the analysis to see where we've got a potential and if we've got a potential at all. So going to our analysis room, we can see that the Japanese yen currencies generally should gain strength in the next several minutes. We should see beginning of movement higher. On the euro, we can see a good potential for an uptrend. Stochastic at the bottom, RSI at the top. Pound versus Japanese yen. The beautiful thing about looking at all the Japanese yen together is to see that the market is moving towards a specific direction instantly. So a good trade right now will be dollar Japanese yen, Swiss Japanese yen, Canadian Japanese yen, pound Japanese yen, euro Japanese yen, and New Zealand Japanese yen, and even Australian dollar versus Japanese yen for a call. Everything against the Japanese yen is looking very promising for an uptrend. Let's do that. I'm going to the platform and I'm going to take several trades right now. Okay, we can see, just 1 second, let me take all the trades in front of the Japanese yen. An amazing potential on all the Japanese yen currencies. Let me just do that. I'm doing that for half an hour. It's more than enough to express what we can see on the indicators. So the first one will be the Australian dollar versus Japanese yen, then the euro. We said that's a good potential. The pound and the dollar. Pound in front of the Japanese yen and the dollar in front of the Japanese yen for a call option, all of them. Okay, Perfect. At the moment, obviously, we can see that it's fluctuating around the entrance point, but I'm pretty sure that all of them will start bouncing. You can see the indication referring to all the currencies. So the Japanese yen currencies are expected to bounce higher. We can see that the Canadian dollar already made a basic movement. It's logical because the Canadian dollar is one of the strongest currencies that we've got today. The dollar itself as well. The Swiss franc is one of the strongest, and the pound and the New Zealand. The euro is a little lower in terms of strength and index, but still all the currencies should bounce higher right now. Right now they should all begin the movement higher. Let's continue with analyzing the charts for a bit longer period, and then I want to go and show you the high and low range potential. Over here we've got a good potential, Australian dollar versus the New Zealand, for an uptrend. But again, the RSI is between the non-tradable area. This is why I would avoid trading this asset at the moment. A put option on the euro versus the Australian dollar is approaching a good potential. An A, a B, and a C. I'm expecting it to climb till here and then to drop down. The stochastic need to gain a bit more strength, and then we'll be able to follow a downtrend. That's a good potential for a put option. A call option on the Australian dollar versus the US dollar. A potential, not right now. Australian dollar, Japanese yen, we've talked about that for a call option. Let's see what's going on with the options right now. Yeah, most of them are profitable, and we've got a potential for continuing higher and higher. At the moment, we saw a potential on a variety of assets. You know what? Let's go and see what is the potential on the range high and low. Range high and low instrument is used when we've got low amount of liquidity in the market, just as we have today. I'm expecting after the after the European session will be closed, I'm expecting the market to lower the amount of liquidity significantly. Okay, not right now. So I would go to currencies such as the dollar, Japanese yen, or euro versus the US dollar, or even dollar versus the Canadian dollar will be a good choice. And I would trade the range high and low. You know that the range high and low is giving us 100% of profit, and the only thing that we need to indicate is whether we think that the market will stay between a specific boundary, whether the lower and the middle or the higher and the middle. And after the European session will be closed, then we'll have very low amount of liquidity, meaning that the market supposed to it's expected to make a very slow and choppy and not a consistent movement toward a specific direction. Because of that, it will be a good choice to trade the range high and low. Let's continue analyzing other charts as well. The euro versus Japanese yen, we can see that indeed it's indicating a good potential for an uptrend. Pound Japanese yen, we took that. Pound US dollar, not that one. No. Okay, let's proceed. Gold. Gold is showing a potential to gain strength, unfortunately. I've talked about a downtrend on the gold for several days, and we can see that that's taking form as the expression of a stronger dollar in the market. Right now, because we've made a movement down with an impulse movement, I'm expecting to see an A, a B, and a C climbing up before we will see a continuance of a downtrend. So that is my perspective at the moment. Okay, let's proceed. Let's look at all the euro currencies. Euro versus the Canadian dollar not showing good potential anywhere. Euro versus the Australian dollar began downtrend movement. Again, I said that I'm expecting it to climb up a bit before I'll catch that for a downtrend. If it will fall right now, I won't be able to trade that one. I'm waiting for a completion of a specific pattern to occur on the chart before I will actually take a trade on that one. The Euro Japanese yen, it's looking so beautiful for an uptrend. Look at that. It's amazing. Let's see the previous situations. Okay, we had a cross over here. That was a good call. We had a cross over here. That was a good call. We had a cross over here. That was a good call. And we've got a potential for a cross over here. And I'm expecting it to be a good call as well. Euro versus the Turkish currency. We had a great trade over here, a downtrend from this point and beyond. See the cross, you see the RSI below, a great potential and a great completion of a downtrend movement gave us a good trade on the Euro versus the Turkish currency. Um, at the moment, the only way to participate in this trade will be to wait for the stochastic to climb up again and then catch the continuance of a downtrend. Right now, it won't be logical to trade this asset. The euro versus the US dollar is approaching a very interesting area. You can see, let's take that currency to a 15-minute chart. Okay, you can see that we've got an amazing structure in terms of the elite wave analysis. We've got a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5, and we're approaching an exhaustion level in terms of the corrective pattern. We've got an A, a B, and a C, and I'm expecting it to collapse down. Right now, my expectation from the euro versus the US dollar is to cross this trend line. This trend line is indicating the entire corrective pattern. We may see bounces on top of this line several times, and then we'll see a strong cross below. That will be a good entrance point for a put option on the euro versus the US dollar. And that is it basically. Again, I said I'm waiting for low amount of liquidity later on this day. Will be a suitable and a good choice to trade the range high and low. And at the moment, we had several good trades on the Japanese yen currencies. I'm expecting all of them to be profitable in half an hour. Thank you. Have a pleasant day and bye bye.